it's not all sweetness and light right now for Real Madrid because Jude Bellingham came off injured in this game. He's got an ankle injury, and it says Marca here, alert, because obviously there's Champions League coming up. It's 2 to 3 weeks, the club's medical report saying, so he won't feature in the Champions League game away to Leipzig this week. This is what we're looking at in all competitions. In La Liga, there's Rayo, Sevilla, and Valencia coming up as well. And then the hope is that he would be back for that second leg against Leipzig. Now, Frank, we know that you're going to be rooting against Real Madrid anyway. Do you think there's any way a Leipzig that are a little off their own form can take advantage of this situation this week?
Oh, yes, because it's always better when you don't have the maybe right now the best player in the world in his position not playing, and you can put a little bit of pressure in the middle of the park, and you know that you won't have another player running like he's capable of doing and getting the spaces between behind the centre backs, for example. So yeah, it's an opportunity for Leipzig to get something out of it, but. I think you have so much confidence. Can you believe that Real Madrid is not even playing with centre backs right now? And they played against Girona, and some people were saying, you know, they might lose at home against Girona. They won 4-0, kept the clean sheet without any centre backs. It was Tchouaméni and Carvajal who play as centre back. So that's absolutely crazy. The confidence. And there's only one guy who's capable of doing that, is Carlo Ancelotti. The confidence that he gives to those players, which are considered as his kids. I saw when he put against on the Clásico, when he put Vini out of the field, he took him like a kid, like his own son. You get out, you punish, go back to your room, and next time you want to play and you're going to switch on, like Craig said, you're going to play. But you're not in the right frame of mind. I love that guy. I really love that guy. I followed him as a player, now as a coach, of course. He loves so much the players. He exactly knows how the players think, and he uses them at their best. And I don't think Leipzig, even without Bellingham, can really exist with a Real Madrid capable of doing what they did against Girona.
Now, ironically, after that little piece we just run, he'll probably go back to playing them a little narrow again, and maybe Joselu will come in and one of them will get a rest, albeit being the Champions League. But the Bellingham one, it's interesting because nobody's going to replace Bellingham with what he's given Real Madrid this season. But let me tell you, Brahim Diaz coming off the bench. Or starting and just making a difference has been actually outstanding.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
he's been absolutely, and he looks like he's so confident about what he's bringing to the team in that final third. And so yeah, it's a little blow for them, 2 or 3 weeks, nice bit of ice on it. I don't think it's going to be a major blow. Just don't take any risks. Remember the risk they took early in the season with Vinicius Junior?
Yep.
Strapped him up with a hamstring, sent him back out. Horrendous decision. Just don't take any risks. As Frank mentioned, they've lost their main goalkeeper. They've been absolutely decimated across the back four. The midfield's been pretty solid, but just don't take any chances. But I really like if it's Brahim Diaz coming in to play this sort of support role to these front guys. I really like him at the moment. He's a terrific little footballer.
Yeah, Real Madrid with options off the bench this season, ones that are serving them well as well. But Jude Bellingham always a miss for this side after what isn't even a full season for him yet, Mario.
We played again before without him for 4 games, and we won those games. Okay, that's kind of a side that you want to say to his statue, and also for the team. You want to protect the moral of the team and don't make it an individual only and saying like, okay, we only need him to win games, because you want to keep the momentum going. And I think that's what Frank jumped on. And like, as a coach, I think, you know, we want to learn football from our coaches, but you want to also have a coach that understands the psychological level, in the sense of how to talk to a team and an individual and making him understand and getting the best out of you. And I think how you highlight Bellingham, yeah, losing him is a great loss. It's a big loss. I mean, not a great loss, a big loss in the sense of like the ankle, because regardless if you come back, your ankle is always going to be more sensitive in the sense of like the things that you are normally doing. You have to wait to be able to do that again. But away from that, hey, if you manage to put your team out, what you highlighted, without defenders, center halves, play your right back as a center half, and then play your right kind of midfielder forward, Vasquez as a right back, and then still manage to make everybody understand what they need to be doing. And I think when you are capable of doing that, you get a team like Real Madrid, because they're incredible. Like the way they play, the understanding and the mindset of each individual is so up to date, in the sense of like everybody, if you're watching football, that's what you want to see. You want to see a team that everybody knows what to do. And I think that's how you get the best out of each individual, including a Bellingham we enjoy watching.
What Real Madrid did, amongst many things they did well at the weekend, was keep. Could we call Girona one of the best attacking teams in Spain? I think.
Yeah,
I think they are. I think they have been. They've had to bash everybody home and away. I mean, that was normally
The stats even back that up.
normally when you watch, and they had Dovbyk back, and so there's a weak point straight away. Carvajal and Tchouaméni against one of the most informed strikers in Spanish football, the big Ukrainian. He's a handful, a right handful. So you're thinking Savinho and crosses into the box, and how is Tchouaméni going to handle going back there? Yeah, he's a big lad, but he's not a centre-back. How is Carvajal going to handle it if Dovbyk pulls onto him? But what Real Madrid did brilliantly from that perspective, they kept Girona, with the way they played, with the way they set the team out, they kept Girona, for the most part, away from the weakest point of their team. The weakest point of their team is the back line at this moment in time. And they really subdued this Girona side from getting with any real endeavour at this back line and putting them under pressure. I mean, Artem Dovbyk up front is probably the least amount of service he's had all season. It must have been so frustrating for him. So they really came up trumps. So that's an unfortunate scenario if you're a neutral watching La Liga, because this is really going to stunt Girona. But I'll go back to the Bellingham scenario. What about the celebration? The celebration, to me, I don't think it's arrogance. It's almost like, I belong here. You know, I'm the man. And maybe there is an arrogance to him about it. I don't know. I don't think he's an arrogant young man. But the fact that he just stands there at the Bernabeu and goes, I'm the man. I mean, that's just incredible when you think about the pressure it was on him going there, and what he's delivered thus far from the middle of the park. Potentially going to be the top scorer, potentially, in Spain at the end of the season. There's a long way to go. From midfield, in your first season.
At his age.
As a youngster. Yeah. I mean, there'll be Barcelona
Craig,
fans sitting watching this going, stop talking about it.
Craig,
yes,
you know what it means? It means, voila, and that's for you.
Yeah, I know. I try. When I walk in the studio, I do that, and people just go, get lost.
There's been a new sponsorship leak, actually, and it's the silhouette of him doing this, and it's already becoming iconic this season. Yeah, Mario's seen that.
So